حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
As a word in Arabic language, it means someone who walks with a fast pace. And the sa'i also in the Quran is used in that meaning. A sa'i in the Quran is used as work, as a synonym to work, but work with a lot of activity in it, or intention in it, or focus when you're doing the work. And it addressed in all the aspects of life, in this world and the hereafter. You find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talks about kalimat sa'i, وَإِذَا تَوَلَّى سَعَى فِي الْأَرْضِ لِيُفْسِدَ فِيهَا. So here, when a person turned his back on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, سَعَى فِي الْأَرْضِ. He went through the earth. He just went into all the directions to do the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us not to do. And also in another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Rush to the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you find another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ سَعْيَكُمْ لَشَتَّى. You find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks in another ayah when He uses the same word, sa'i. He says, Inna sa'yakum lashatta. That your behaviors or your walking to different direction, it will lead you to different results. Inna sa'yakum lashatta. And you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in another ayah, لِتُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا تَسْعَى. And now He's saying that every soul shall be rewarded or punished with what this soul does. So the word sa'i itself, it have many aspects, and today inshallah ta'ala we're going to talk about different kind of sa'i. There is two kinds of sa'i. One sa'i in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and another form of sa'i which is displeasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a sa'i al-manduh, the accepted or the praised sa'i, or the praised way of life, if we can use the word, or praising the actions for the person. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about وَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْآخِرَةَ وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. And whoever wants Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wants the hereafter for the reward, وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا. So now the sa'i again, it's an action with intention. Action with intention. وَسَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. For you to be rewarded, you need to have three things. سَعَى لَهَا سَعْيَهَا, you have an intention. You do the act itself. And number three is وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. He is believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and waiting for the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this ayah, فَأُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ سَعْيُهُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Therefore, this person who does this action with this intention, believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, awaiting the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَأُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ سَعْيُهُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Indeed, this kind of person, his sa'i, his walk or his work that he does, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses word mashkura. And a reflection in this word mashkura, it comes from shukr, thanks. And when you look into another ayah, just to signify the amount of blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward that person, when He spoke about it in this verse specifically, He puts the shukr on Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This means the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unaccounted, is enormous. And in another ayah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word shukr also from the human being, He say, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you do the true thanks for the blessing that I give you, then I will increase whatever blessing that I give you. I will put barakah in it. But now again, it's an increase. But when we put the shukr in the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it means it's something enormous, something huge, something you cannot quantify. Why? Because it's in the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most generous. So what are the type of sa'i? We said the sa'i for good. Did the Quran specifically specify things, specify type of sa'i? Yes, it did. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, as-sa'yu fi nusrat al-haqq. When you put an effort to support the truth. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَجَاءَ مِنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ رَجُلٌ يَسْعَى قَالَ يَا مُوسَى إِنَّ الْمَلَأَ يَأْتَمِرُونَ بِكَ لِيَقْتُلُوكَ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that there was a person, a believing person, Sa'a, he was walking with speed. He was rushing to reach Musa alayhi salam to tell him, Musa, be careful because the town are gathering plot to harm you or to kill you. Therefore, the scholar said, this is the sa'i to support the truth. It means what? It means we as an ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we should also do the sa'i. We should rush to support the truth and stand by the truth. And you should also support your brother if you find he is on the right path and a harm will come to him. You should advise him and talk to him, tell him, be careful. As this person who was advising Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to be careful because the group or the city are plotting to harm him. And we find some of them, unfortunately, you find some people, وَلَيَدُ بِاللَّهِ, from the ummah that belong to Muslims, they record the people who are doing good. You find some people, they call them informant or mukhbirin. And he's a Muslim. He's doing the opposite of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in the Quran. He's doing sa'i to harm. He's doing sa'i to suppress the word and action and the benefit that will benefit the Islam. And this is very common back in Egypt and different parts of the world. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He talked about sa'i, putting an effort, He also addressed it and spoke about it when it was seeking knowledge or seeking to learn the deen. And this is a very famous story, and all of us, we know it in Surah Abasa, in the last juz in the Quran. When Allah says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى وَهُوَ يَخْشَى. Again, the word sa'i. So the sa'i here, it came in because he was looking to learn from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was looking to get guidance from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, and it was also an ayah to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to teach Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to teach all of us that you should extend your hand to every person. Don't think that, when you focus on dealing with congressmen or mayors and so forth, these are the people who are gonna bring the Islam to the town or is gonna cause for the Islam to be spread. Because that's what Rasulullah was doing. He was sitting with the leaders of Mecca. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling all of us, you don't know who will get guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A janitor might be a person that he will accept Islam and is waiting for you to give him the advice. So don't focus into that. If I hit this group or this category of group, I'm gonna make the Islam spread faster or stronger. That is not the case. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear for everyone until the day of judgment that guidance comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He made a clear rule. In alayka illa al-balagh. Your responsibility is to deliver the message. And this is something, a reminder for all of us. I advise you and I advise myself, put it in your calendar that to do some of da'wah to a non-Muslim. Don't be shy to talk about Islam. Do the sa'i, because that's the sa'i. Allah SWT Allah said that this sa'i will be definitely will be appreciated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will be seen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will be recognized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And remember, This is one of the most important tasks on all of us. And you find the companion, may Allah be pleased with them, they understood the purpose and they understood what they should do. That you find Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, once he heard the message from Rasulullah ﷺ, he goes and brings Uthman ibn Affan and brings Abdurrahman ibn Auf and he brings this right away talking to them. So if you have friends who are non-Muslims, what does that tell you? You know them for months and years and so forth. Talk to them. Tell them, Ya Akhi, I know you for so long. You are a very good person. You know, this is something very important. Islam is the last message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't know, maybe this word, your neighbor was waiting for it. Maybe he was waiting for you to make that comment, to take that step. But all of us, we kind of keep it to ourselves. People, they're gonna misunderstand us, and there's no forcing in religion. I didn't tell you that to force him to become Muslim, and you cannot make him Muslim. All you need to do is to fulfill the responsibility that Allah put in your shoulder. Open the discussion in your workplace. Open it when you're friends, when you're walking together, any non-Muslim. So at least when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He asks you, didn't I tell you this is your responsibility? Didn't I tell you that this is something that your Prophet and the companion and the people after that, that was their main thing to do? To spread the da'wah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is something that you should work on, think of. This was one of my goals. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open one heart of an unbelieving person to become Muslim, is better than this whole world with whatever in it. But put it in your calendar. Is he going to be upset, your neighbor, when you talk to them? I think what I noticed from the non-Muslims specifically, when you talk to them about Islam, they become very impressed. That's my experience. When you tell them that we believe in Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, we believe in Musa alayhi wasalam, we believe in this is our deen. We believe in Allah, the one God. We believe in Isa and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. We believe in his books. We believe in this. And they will look, what? Guys, you have everything. This is our Islam is inclusive. Did not leave anyone out of it. It included all the prophets. It included all the messages. All the messages from Allah SWT wa ta'ala is included. As a non-Muslim, he made a beautiful speech one day. He said, I never seen any religion that inclusive like Islam. You find Jewish, take out, they don't even recognize that Isa alayhi salam is present. I was talking last week with a Jewish guy in Kingston. And I said to him, like, what is Isa in your belief? And he's from the Hasidic Jews. He's like, someone who was strict. And he said to me, he's a guy, we don't really if he's present, if he was there. We believe that he's like among the Jewish people, but he's not the one we're waiting for, and we don't know if he's present or not. You look at Christian, they excluded the Muslims and they accepted Jewish who decline Isa. It's just a very awkward picture. It's just it's mind-blowing when you think about it. And we as Muslims, whom Allah blessed us with this deen, what type of sa'i we're doing? What type of sa'i that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that those who are going to do sa'i for my sake, then they are among the Aliyin. They're going to be held in a very high place in Jannah, and a very high place in the day of Qiyamah. We are lagging behind. We are not doing what we're supposed to do. What kind of sa'i? Allah SWT says, فَاسْعَوْا فِي مَنَاكِبِهَا, and this is one of the sa'i. One of the sa'i that Allah has mentioned, فَاسْعَوْا فِي مَنَاكِبِهَا وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ وَإِلَيْهِ النُّشُورُ. One of the sa'i is our main sa'i that we do. It's the sa'i fi manakibiha. We just walk through the earth and work and do this and that and eat from the blessing of Allah SWT wa ta'ala. This is the sa'i that many of us doing, including myself. But where is the sa'i to nusrat al-haq? Rather than you find some people that they do the opposite of sa'i. This person, he's doing this and he was like, trying to talk and people like, were against him. Oh, come on. You find someone will make a comment which is a very stupid comment. What does he think he will do? What do you think he's having all the powers? Do you think he's going to change the world? Yeah, subhanallah, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep these two filthy words that you spit it out. Keep it to yourself. Rather than making dua for him, Jazahullah khairan for the effort that he's making. Someone donates a few dollars and you find some people making comment, what is that? Like, is that all you could donate? This is all you can bring? يا أخي رب درهم سبق 100,000 درهم. There might be $1 will be better in the eye of Allah SWT than $100,000, because that person who donated that dollar was with an invitation to Allah SWT, and all he had was $10. He paid 1/10 of what he had. Do sa'i to be supportive to your brothers. Do not do the opposite side. The Masjid. What these guys are doing, the Masjid. Oh, these guys, they don't know any better. They are restricting this and they don't allow people to walk in like sisters, like showing their hair and so forth. They should make it, it's a public place, it's a community place. What is this? What are we doing? What kind of sa'i we're doing? What kind of actions we're doing? That's what Quran addresses. There is so many sa'i. A sa'i that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a sa'i that is displeasing to Allah. May Allah make us the one who will do sa'i that will be pleased and accepted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salatu wa salamun ala alladhina istafaina amma ba'd. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about the sa'i, the reward for the sa'i, He said, وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية. The day will come where these faces, these people who did the sa'i to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who did the sa'i to teach people Islam, who did the sa'i to learn Islam, who did the sa'i to support the Masjid, who did the sa'i to support the needy, who did the sa'i to support the family. Those people, they're going to come in the day of Qiyamah. Allah SWT says, that kind of sa'i will be pleasing and will be accepted. And this nafs, who hold this kind of personality, who's doing this kind of action, is going to be satisfied nafs with everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it as a right on him, as an obligation on him, whereas no one obligates Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala but himself, that he will make that person satisfied, that make that person pleased. And what, Ya Allah, what else? Fi jannatin aliyah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put them in a very high Jannah, very high level of paradise, different level of paradise. Don't live your life and die without talking about Islam. Don't live your life without teaching your kid that this is your responsibility. I want you to be a doctor, and I want you to be a lawyer, I want you to be a teacher, and I want you to do this, but at the same time I want you to be leading by example as a Muslim. I want you to talk about Islam. I want you, when you talk about Islam, teach them, tell them what Islam is, that Islam believes in this and that. Put it as something that you're going to talk to your kids about. Don't just put your stress and put your anger on your kids because they did not perform well in the school, because they did not go to medical school, because they did not do this. As the risk, subhanAllah, only connected with medicine or law or business. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to wake us all up, to give us the true picture so we think about what risk is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear cut for everybody, so nobody can be bothered. Now don't think about it. Allah made it clearly to everybody. Inna Allah huwa razzaq. Allah is the one who provides. Not medicine, not law, not engineering, not business. All Allah wants you to do is to fulfill what you can do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the ability to study and to excel. Put the effort as much as you can. I'll tell you a story about a person just to show you when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides to risk with somebody in different path. This guy finished medical school. comes in and do his steps for the license. And during this journey, he took a BA degree and works as physician assistant. Then he gets into residency. And they finish his residency. Anyone have doubt that he will be working as a physician? No. But Allah SWT didn't want him to work as a physician. It is not Allah's decision. It's not that Allah SWT did not mean for him to be a physician, to be a practicing physician. He does not pass step 3. Wallahi, a friend, a colleague of mine, and up till now he's a physician assistant. After he finished his training, after he finished all his exam, he's still as a physician assistant. A full physician finished his residency, and he cannot, and he will never practice medicine in the United States of America, neither Canada. Never. Because there is a limitation after whatever 7 years, you only take one chance, and if you fail the steps, that's it, you're done. After he passed everything. To tell you that the rizq, Allah SWT is the one who decides. You do your share and leave it to Allah. But my job and your job is to take this message that Rasulullah ﷺ stayed 23 years, that the companion gave their life. The companions, they gave their life to spread that Islam. And we are in very good position, very good place. Allah SWT bestowed on us so much blessing. And you don't want to get something better than this whole world for someone to Allah to give them the message of Islam. The second point I want to give you is give the message of Islam to the non-Muslims, and do not think that they will become Muslim. That's up to Allah. So many times we give lectures, so many times we give copies of the Quran. You don't be pushy. You give your message to them and let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala manage everything after that. Maybe 5 years down the line, maybe 10 years down the line, that person will become Muslim. You will maybe dead before this person become Muslim. And that person, he will have another 100 people Muslim under him. And so forth and so forth. You come in the day of Qiyamah, when Allah SWT give you, the angel will give you the book, the books will be flown, and you're going to hold it in your hand, and billah, some people will be in the left hand. May Allah not make us among them. And when you open your book, you find that after you're done, you see, oh my God, I did so much sins. What I did? What is this? And you find books of good deeds coming, flowing. But I thought that's it. I died in that day. There's nothing really I did after that. No, that's a person that you guided him to do something, that you taught him something, and he taught his kids. And Allah SWT is the ultimate justice in his hand. No, you take a share of that too. You find all these books coming toward you. Don't deprive yourself. This life is too short. Before we know it, will be a history 100 years from now. None of us, 100% guaranteed, none of us will be alive. Everyone here in this masjid, and even if a newborn, most likely is not going to be present 100 years from now. We will be all 6 feet down. This is reality. Let's be proactive. Let's take the message that Allah SWT put in our shoulder, take it to a non-Muslim, and make dua Allah SWT to make you sincere, and make a lot of dua that Allah guides others, that open their heart. And when you talk to somebody, make dua for yourself when making sujood. Oh Allah, guide him. Oh Allah, open his heart. Use Sheikh Yusuf Estes, the one who was thousands of people became Muslim. And an engineer, Egyptian engineer, who nobody know about him. Nobody knows his name. And all these thousands that became Muslims, they're going to be in his day judgment in this good scale. And look what the response of the Muslim brother when he was talking to him. He was saying, Sheikh Yusuf said, I was insisting for you to be a Christian, and what were you doing? He said, Wallahi, I was making dua for you in my sujood, that oh Allah, open your heart to Islam. Beautiful. Sincerity. He's hitting the right direction. He's focused. He's straight shooters. Muslims are straight shooters. Make da'wah to non-Muslims. Guide and advise your Muslim brother to come back to the straight path. And trust me, brother, nobody can be upset. Nobody can be upset when you talk about your Islam. If you yourself are satisfied with Islam, if you yourself are convinced with Islam, if you yourself are proud of Islam, nothing gonna hurt you. and nothing will make you feel bad. We ask Allah SWT to make us among the ones who do the sa'i that please Allah SWT, and we ask Allah SWT to open the Muslims, the hearts of the whole world to La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Allahumma rabbana lakal hamdu fil ula wa lakal hamdu fil akhirah wa lakal hamdu hatta tarda wa lakal hamdu idha radita wa lakal hamdu ba'da rida. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad fil awwalin wa sallam alayhi fil akhirin wa sallam alayhi fil mala'il a'la ila yawm الدين. اللهم ردنا الى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم استرنا ولا تفضحنا. اللهم اكرمنا ولا تهنا. اللهم كن لنا ولا تكن علينا. اللهم اختم بالصالحات اعمالنا. اللهم ثبتنا بالقول الثابت في الحياه الدنيا وفي الاخره. اللهم ارحم امه حبيبك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ردهم الى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم استرهم ولا تفضحهم. اللهم اكرمهم ولا تهنهم. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم اختم بالصالحات اعمالهم. اللهم ارزقنا قبل الموت توبه وعند الموت شهاده وبعد الموت شفاعه حبيبك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والتمتع بالنظر الى وجهك الكريم. اللهم لا تحرمنا النظر الى وجهك الكريم. اللهم لا تحرمنا النظر الى وجهك الكريم. اللهم لا تحرمنا النظر الى وجهك الكريم. اللهم امين. وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. قوموا الى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.